Hi, my name is Muhammad AZIZI bin SARMIDE. My matrix number 210239. And right now, my team and I will explain to you about the components in fuzzy logic. So as an introduction, fuzzy logic is applied in various control applications. Almost all the consumers product that we use until today have the fuzzy control. The application of fuzzy logic control extends from individual process control to biomedical instrumentation and various security systems. Now, the principal fuzzy logic systems or components of fuzzy logic is the fuzzifier, which does the fuzzification, and next we have the fuzzy rule base, and then we have fuzzy knowledge base, inference engine, and the defuzzifier. But actually, apart from that, there are also parameters for normalizing and denormalizing. Let's take a look at each of these components one by one. So now we start at the normalization, the input scaling factors. This is used for scaling and normalizing input and output variables between the range 0 to 1 and -1 to 1 intervals. Here, we just standardizing and normalizing the input, so we can obtain and decide the response that we required. Once the process complete, we denormalize it and we'll take it as the output. Next, we take a look at fuzzifier. Fuzzifier will convert crisp value into fuzzy values. So when we receive the input, we initially have it in the form of crisp input. And then we going to normalize it, and then we'll fuzzify it, where it will convert the crisp value into fuzzy value.
So, what is fuzzy knowledge base is about? So, it is a stored knowledge about all input and output fuzzy relationships. It is also has membership function which defines the input variables to the fuzzy rule base and the output variables to the plan that is under control. It means that fuzzy knowledge base will contain all the relationship between the input and the output, and at the same time it is also have the membership function which is using to define the input variables to fuzzy rule base and the output variables to the plan that executing the control process. And next, let's understand what is fuzzy rule base. So, fuzzy rule base is basically stores the knowledge or logic about the operation of the process. So, the fuzzy knowledge base will basically provide a membership function in which going to defines the input variables to the knowledge or logic about the process. So that is the relationship between fuzzy knowledge base and fuzzy rule base. As you can see here, it goes from the fuzzy knowledge base is going providing to the fuzzifier, then go to interference engine which be providing by fuzzy rule base.
Hi, I'm NURISLAH IZZATI IBRAHIM at Summit 2190777. So what exactly is inference engine? So it's a fuzzy inference engine that will simulate human decision for performing a approximate reasoning to get desired output. So technically, an inference engine is the most important part of the fuzzy logic controller, because this is the one going to simulate human decisions that we require from modeling the real world in a proper manner as the fuzzy logic does. So we have the fuzzifier, and this fuzzifier will convert the input crisp values into input fuzzy values, and we have the fuzzy knowledge base which provided the required relationship between the input fuzzy value and the output of the fuzzy variables, and it will also define the membership function for this input that can perform the required fuzzy approximate reasoning and not to get the desired output with the help of knowledge or the logic we get from the fuzzy rule base. And once we receive the fuzzy output, we are going to defuzzify with the help of the fuzzifier. So now, the fuzzifier will convert the fuzzy values into the crisp values. So here, the output of fuzzy value will be converted into output of crisp values, and these will done through the plans and we get the output, and then we have the feedback loop where the output is going to be measured with the help of the sensor, and it will be normalized and scaled and giving back to the falsifier so we can get the desired response that we required. So as you can see, a fuzzy logic system is a closed loop control system.